So, Brian Kerver, Philly in the Philippines, wants to transition. Who am I to say no? Who am I to say no? Now, if you don't know what's going on between Philly and I'll give you the brief rundown here. Philly went online, said a bunch of stupid things. He's kind of prone to do that. I made a reaction video. He threw a strike at me. We went back and forth a little bit, and then he broke the fourth wall. Much like when he went after Ace with some kuyas on the street, trying to get them to fight Ace for him. You know, he wants to take things off of YouTube and into the real world. All I ever did was say, hey, look at this chucklehead on YouTube, and he's being an idiot, act appropriately. But Philly wants to, try and dig up stuff and expose people for their behavior off the internet, and, make up stuff and perpetrate lies about him. So I just cut ties, walked away. Then about a month ago, Philly said, hey, I'm dying. My channel's dying. I'm not getting any attention. Let me go poke that guy and piss him off, and maybe he'll come make some videos about me, and I'll get a little more attention. I'll get a few more likes and views, because that's all Philly has done from the beginning, is try to get likes, views, subscribes, and get his Juergens boys, his Dirty Brian boys to support him. The e-beggar wants people to join his Patreon. The e-beggar has his PayPal right on his front page with his full legal name. Well, he left out his middle name, but it's easy enough to find, right? So when Philly put up that video, said, hey, come back, give me some attention, I kind of poked at him too, right? If you're going to jab at me, I'll jab back a little bit. Especially Philly, because the guy's just a D-bag. He's just dirty Brian, right? Dirty Brian. So to give you a rundown on why Dirty Brian, you leave your own country, you go to a foreign country, you film the local woman, you put it online for men, calling it a Juergens moment, and then you bash anybody who tries to hide their face from you. You complain about anybody who dislikes you abusing local women online, dislikes your bullying tactics. He's just, all around a good guy, right? So he wants to transition. And I'm inclined to help him. But I didn't understand his transitioning, because he's got the Cadillac, right? He's got the whole, I'm a porn star, YouTube king, look at me, and the dancing girls and the lion. And it's just, the silliest thing. It's almost as funny as that Bill Clinton photo with Bill Clinton in a dress, the Epstein, photo or painting, I guess. It's about the same level of maturity going on there, right? Same level of depravity. But that's who Brian is. He's very proud of that. He talks about how proud he is and how he's going to get all baby talking about it, right? And, well, I mean, if you're almost 60, do you envision yourself on a throne with dancing girls on poles and on the floor below you and fake lions? I mean, what kind of syndrome or what's going on up here in a 60-year-old man where he thinks that's a good idea, where he thinks that's making his mom proud because he's very happy that his mom is alive, not like that, he complains about people saying she's passed. And he talks about his alcoholic brother, so maybe his alcoholic brother would be proud of his, sexual promotion going on, right? Sexual tourism promotion career in the Philippines. I mean, maybe, if you're calling your brother on YouTube, you're calling him an alcoholic, and just kind of shake your head about it. Maybe your brother's proud of it, maybe he's not, we don't know. But then Philly says he's got kids and grandkids. Are they proud? Are your grown sons? I'm assuming they're sons, because are they proud of dad or papa? Surrounding himself with dancing girls at almost 60. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what sort of human has what sort of condition going on up there to put that up and be proud of it. But the king, but he's not even the king, because somebody else is kicking his ass in YouTube, right? So if you check the scoreboard of YouTube, not not I think or I want or I am, right? Check the actual scoreboard. Some people were kicking his ass right there in Angeles City. And he goes through all these disclaimers on how they're not, and, I don't know, I know I'm really the king because that guy cheated. Well, if YouTube had a problem with what he was doing, YouTube would take it down, right? That's what Brian and Mike over at Our Philippine Journey always say. If YouTube had a problem, YouTube would take it down. So it's not really cheating. It's just this guy did YouTube better than Brian did YouTube. And, he doesn't have a better answer other than, he cheated. So Brian's transition. I actually had to look this up. I'm going to read it because no matter how many times I read it, it's so negative and nasty, I can't really commit it to memory. Having an exceedingly bad reputation or notorious. So, infamous. If you're going to transition from famous to infamous, like Brian's asking for my help to do, he's already got a bad reputation. I mean, just walk around Angeles City. Who does talk positively about Brian? Is it Judas? Is it the moral guy? Is it the guy whose restaurant he avoided, for years? Is it anybody at Tequila Reef? Are they talking positive about Brian? Is it the cook? Is it any of the girls who, he mocked for hiding their faces from him? I mean, who does think positively of Brian in Angeles City? So maybe having an exceedingly bad reputation or being notorious, maybe it's just an awareness thing. Maybe just not enough people are aware, and that's why he's feeling he needs to work harder at transitioning, needs help transitioning to infamous. The next part of the definition here, causing or deserving severe public condemnation. Not just public condemnation, but severe public condemnation. Heinous. That's a really, really bad word. I'm not sure why Brian wants to be known as being heinous, but he's already doing a good job of it. So it's a real simple process for me to help him transition, helping Brian transition. I know he's got the Cadillac and we don't need to worry about that. He's not getting a cut off or anything. But, transitioning from famous to infamous is going to be a real simple thing because it's just a matter of making more people aware of what Brian's been doing. And that's real simple. We need everybody in General Luna on Siargao Island, Cloud 9 area, to be fully aware that they are in the presence of the self-proclaimed king of YouTube, right? We need everybody there to know just how, they're in the presence of greatness. Now, I will say, I don't think there is a better sexual tourism promoter in the Philippines other than Brian Kerver. I think Brian Kerver is the number one sexual tourism promoter. The number one, right? But, the number one, sorry, my youth is coming back to laugh in my head there. Anyway. So I think Brian's the number one sexual tourism promoter, but I think there's many businesses, that in General Luna area, Siargao Island, that are unaware of just how great he is and all the great things he does. I mean, maybe I need to put up flyers. Maybe I need to go visit every business, or maybe just, call them and share with them, what he's been doing. I mean, I'm sure if I were paying $300 or $400 a night for a resort, I would not want my face or image or any part of me on a sexual tourism promotion channel like Philly in the Philippines. I know he hides it as a family channel, says it's a family channel, but when you look at the numbers, it's a sexual tourism promotion channel, and that's a whole nother story. But I'm gonna make a few videos and try and get him that warm Christmas welcome to Siargao, Cloud 9. Try and make sure everybody there is aware they are in the presence of greatness, so the women know to hide their face when he walks down the street, and all the beater boys, if there are any in Siargao, they can all raise their hand and wave and say, hi Brian, right? And everybody else can just ignore them. And I also want to make sure that businesses are aware that if they serve Brian bad eggs, he will go online and disparage them to 120,000 viewers or 120,000 subs. He's only getting like 2K views, I think, now, but I almost pulled 2K in my last Brian video. That's kind of funny. Normally I pull like 30 views to my videos, 20 views, and half of those are me. So, what a fall. The king has fallen. Humpty Dumpty has fallen. So I'm going to make a few videos trying to make sure Brian gets that nice warm welcome. Trying to, I'm not sure how you call yourself a professional. Us professional YouTubers, right? We just barge into resorts and ask the lowest paid person we can find if we can film. We just roll up into cafes and ask the cashier, if I can do a live stream. Oh, wait, Brian didn't do any of that. He just, didn't speak to a manager, didn't say, hey, I want to run a live stream here for my YouTube. Here's my YouTube channel. Didn't do any of that. Just rolls up in there and just, assumes the lowest paid person, that he can find is the right person to ask, because he's a professional and he knows how to manipulate people. He knows how to tell lies. He knows how to tell half-truths. He knows how to work people against other people, because that's what he does. That's just Brian Kerver. Just a dirty, dirty man. Just a shit-talking dirty man. So, I don't know. But I'm going to make a few videos and try and get him that warm welcome in Chargal. And then I'm going to make a few videos providing some commentary to some of his videos. And hopefully he'll strike those. Because, after he doxed me, I had to go speak to a lawyer, had to learn some things, had to change the way I did some things. And now, I kind of hope he does throw me some strikes. Because when you throw a strike at somebody, it opens up so many doors for that person. And now that I don't have the apprehension of him doxing me, because I know he's going to do it, right? Before, I was surprised. I was like, oh, I didn't know I have to give this guy all my personal information. Now I know if he's going to strike me and I'm going to fight it, I have to give him that information. So now I'm prepared to give him that information, because it's isolated, and when he shares it, he will be the only source outside of me and my lawyer to have that information. Well, and YouTube's not going to go out and share it. So now, if he wants to dox me, that's going to be a bad situation for Brian, because it opens the door to other things. And this is one of the problems with these bullies online. They do everything they can, as dirty and nasty as they can, to be the bully. That's just in their nature. And that's what I experienced from Brian. That's what I've witnessed from Brian. And his little friends, right? His little friends just support it all. So that's what's going on with me, Brian, and Philly in the Philippines. Going to help him transition. And if you want to help him transition, just sit back, watch, and enjoy. If you don't want to help Brian transition, I understand that. And renew your subscription to Jergens on Amazon and enjoy your time. Brian, I'm sure in some way, shape, or form will be out there filming little girls for you again, like he did in the past. There's always going to be those dirty, nasty people. And I just want to make sure everybody that is around Brian appreciates the greatness they're in the presence of. Because Brian is the great, self-proclaimed YouTube king. So I want everybody to really appreciate that greatness. So that's what I got going, and eventually I'll get around to tell you about this trip I'm on, because it's been pretty epic. It's been very, very epic. But I don't want to interrupt this Brian stuff with the fun stuff, and I don't want to interrupt the fun stuff with the Brian stuff. So once this wraps up this week, I'll get on to telling you about my current escapades. Y'all have a great day.